guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Whitney Brooke, and for today's video I'm doing another declutter. I needed it. I felt like I did anyways. I don't like having things in my collection that are just going to waste and that are not getting used by me, so I either sell them over on my Mercari or I pass them along to family and friends that I know will love them a lot more than I do. So, without any further ado, let's get into the topic of the giveaway. My personal burger palette there was extra moisture in my shimmer shades. You can't tell as much on screen with the other shimmers, but they have all started to do that. And it ruined the packaging, and I wasn't sure what was going on, so I reached out to Glamlite. And she told me it was just extra moisture in the shadows, that they were perfectly fine to use and that it would not hurt me, but that they wanted to make it up to me by sending me another palette. So instead of letting my burger palette go to waste over really just something that's affecting the packaging but not affecting the shadows themselves, I'm gonna put that in a giveaway for you guys. It is up over on my Instagram. It will end this Thursday. I will probably end it around 4 p.m. Central Time. So that would be 5 Eastern and 2 PST, I believe. But yes, it is live now. So make sure to go follow me over on Instagram at Whitney Gregg Artistry so that you can enter into this giveaway. I love Glamlite. Their formula is great. I talk about this a little later. And so pretty. So don't want to miss that. And then the only other thing I wanted to touch on, because I did pre-film the actual decluttering of my shadows, and I believe that I said in it that I had not used this guy yet. This is what I have on the eyes today. While it looks very pretty, a lot more effort went into this than should have ever gone into doing something this simple. The mattes in here, it looks so pretty to look at. The mattes in here, they just blend away. They do nothing. If you touch them with another shade, even after packing them on, they fall off your face. I don't know how else to explain it, and I am not one that fusses about kick up in the pan or even like fallout. This is Fallout City. This palette has more fallout than I know what to do with. It's been used one time and it looks like the shades that I used have been used, where are we? Way more than once. So, as beautiful as this palette is, the quality of this palette is pretty terrible. It's pretty terrible. I'm going to keep it in my collection for now and see if I have better luck with some of the other shades, but yeah. So those are my thoughts on that. Now, without further ado, let's get into the declutter. So, we move these out of the way. The first thing that I will go ahead and do is my Natasha Denona palettes. None of these are going anywhere. This is the Cranberry palette, and I love it. It's the only one of her normal sized 5 pans that I own, and this is the only mini of hers that I own. I really only reach into this for those when it comes to like traveling, but then this is the Natasha Denona Love palette. Looks like this, very pretty, and I'm obsessed with the silver shade. The Sunrise palette looks like this. I'm sure everyone has seen it by now. Mine is very messy, and I'm normally not one to keep my palettes very messy. Then we have the Safari palette. Looks like this. It's an all matte palette. Then we have the Tropic palette. Looks like this. It is very, very pretty, and I actually have had no problems out of mine. So, then the Metropolis palette, and this is one of my favorites. I'm obsessed with the cream to powder formula that she put in this one. It works so well. Then the Biba palette, and this is my go-to neutral palette. This is probably the only full-on neutral palette that I own, actually. Then the gold palette, and this is the one that I lusted after the longest. As you can tell, it has been very, very well loved. And then the Lila palette looks like this. And the Sunset palette looks like this. This one's also very messy for some reason. Okay, so all of those are staying. And now we have the Tarte, I believe this is the High Tides and Good Vibes palette. Yes, the packaging is awesome and the smell is great. But I just could not get the, yeah, that basically says how I feel about this palette. There you go. Those sucked. Packaging was bomb. Smells like chocolate. It's awesome. But yeah, couldn't make it work. It's got to go away. This is another one that's going away. I'm not opening it. You can see all of the madness going on around it. I have never actually used it on my eyes, even though I have meant to numerous times. So, yeah. Then we have the ABH Norvina Mini, and this is the volume 2. Looks like this. I love it. And the Glamlite Burger palette, which I just showed you, and this will be staying because I really, really love these. Like, their shimmer shades are some of the prettiest. They're bomb. If you've never tried them, I definitely recommend it, or you could go into my giveaway. And then this is one that actually will be leaving. It is the Glamlite Viva Taco palette, and I do really love it, and I'm obsessed with tacos, and I don't want to let it go, but this color story, it's just not my thing. It's not for me, and it sucks because it hurts my heart to get rid of a palette that looks like a taco, because, I mean, I'm a little bit of a taco fiend, but. And then, truthfully, this one should go away. It is the Robin Hood Fairy Tale Storybook Cosmetic palette. It should, because I don't use it, but it looks like a book. And for that same reason, all of my Storybook Cosmetic palettes will be staying because they look like books and I'm a nerd. So I'll just go through those. This is the collab with Mean Girls, and this is what it looks like. And I actually do use the bigger ones. This is the Wizardry and Witchcraft one. Looks like this. This is the least used out of them, but it's only because I don't reach for the deep grungy colors as often, and when I do, I normally get them from my Natasha Denona palettes. Then we have the Little Briar Rose, and it looks like this, and this is a very pretty palette. So those will all be staying. They sit out on my vanity as decoration, and I love them. And then we have the Huda Beauty Smoky Obsessions palette. It looks like this. It came broken. Well, 2 of the shades did, and you can tell which one. So it is very, very messy. I'd never reach for it for that fact. I'm scared to travel with it for that fact. So for that reason, it will be leaving. And then another one that I am going to say goodbye to is the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. Looks like this. I'm sorry I'm blinding you with my ring light, but it looks like this, and yeah, it's gotta go. I don't reach for it. I have the here it is, the Tarte Pro Remix palette, and it has beautiful shimmers. It also smells like chocolate, and I just find that the formula in this one is much better than the Too Faced one. So this is staying. Other one's gotta go. Then I have these that will all be leaving. This is the Smashbox Major Metals, and it's a great formula. It really, really is. There's a hair. But it's an all shimmer palette. I never reach for it. I've used it twice and I've had it for a year. So, gotta go. And then, as much as it hurts my heart, these have to go. I have used these and loved these tons, but I have these shades in other palettes. And as much as I want to be a child and keep them because of the packaging and because of the way they smell, it's wasteful, and I've just figured out what I reach for and what I don't. And there's no point in keeping things that I don't reach for. The next one that will be staying is the Norvina Mini Volume 1. Love it. Love all of the Norvina palettes. Then Ofra. It's all pretty much highlight shades, inner corner shades. This is the Glitch palette. I love this guy. I love Ofra. This is staying. And then we have the Norvina Volume 1. She is staying. Volume 2. Woo! After I break it. There she is. Also staying. And Volume 3. If we are being completely honest, my Norvina palettes and my Natasha Denona palettes are what I reach for on a regular basis. So, okay, and then into my Huda palettes that are staying. This is the, which one is this called? Oh, the Topaz Obsessions. This one is staying. The Neon Orange palette, which I think is kind of more pinky than orangey, but it's okay. She's staying. I think it's a great one for the summertime. And the Mercury Retrograde is staying. This palette has been very well loved. Then this is the Ace Beauty palette that will be leaving. It is the Vintage Dawn palette. I only ever swatched it. And really, I mean, it's beautiful. I love it, but I don't reach for these colors enough to justify keeping this on top of the Storybook palette and the Safari palette from Natasha Denona. Plus the Metropolis palette. That's just, there's no sense in it. I don't reach for them enough, so it's gotta go. I will be keeping the Celestial Thunder palette by Dominique Cosmetics. It's really a great option. I enjoy it. I don't reach for it that often, but I reach for it enough to not get rid of it. Then we have the Flare palette from Ace Beauty. Looks like this. It's so pretty. This is one of those grungy palettes, but it does have some brighter pops. And that's why I have justified keeping this. The other one that will stay is the Ace Beauty Oceanic palette. Looks like this. It's very blue and green, and I love it. And then we are starting to get to the bottom of these eyeshadow palettes. So, one that will be staying is my Daydream palette by Alter Ego. This is a dupe for the Huda Beauty palette. I honestly never reach for this, but I am keeping it for duping purposes because I am trying to get more into keeping up with my channel and with my Instagram and things, and Alter Ego is great, and I don't want to be without their palettes. I just have all of the Natasha palettes, so that's why I don't have the other ones anymore, which we will be going over here. The Daydream palette is staying, but these two are going for the fact that this is a dupe for the Biba palette, and you can tell that I have used this thing tons. And this is a dupe for the Gold palette, and it has also been used an immense amount. These palettes are great if you don't want to spend the money on a Natasha Denona palette. This is a very, very, very close dupe to the Biba palette. This is a little further off, as far as the undertones and everything, but it is still an amazing palette. Their packaging feels high quality. Their shadows feel high quality. They're great, and they're so cheap. I think these are $16 a piece, so I highly recommend Alter Ego. They're fantastic. One that will be staying is my Blue Blood palette that I just got in the mystery boxes. She is staying. She's beautiful. And one that I am so sad to say goodbye to, but it is a neutral palette, and like I said, I just don't reach for any other neutral palette other than my Natasha Denona palettes. So this chocolatey smelling beautiful palette that I have loved so much, it's gotta go. And then we are down to the last 4 eyeshadow palettes. The Jawbreaker palette is staying. I love it. It's beautiful. It's got pastels. It's got a few bright pops. It's just gorgeous. And another one leaving. This one, I don't know why I got it. Honestly, I don't. I like their finger foil shadows, but these shades, I should have just avoided. I think this is one I got solely because of the packaging, and it was a dumb thing to do. Don't ever buy something just because you love the packaging. But I did. And then I will be keeping the 35 Eye Icy Fantasy. I actually have not gotten to use this on my eyes yet. I have swatched all of them. They look beautiful. This is the one and only Morphe palette I have. I'm not a fan of Morphe shadows normally, but these make me happy. This is like a topper shade, and that is just so pretty. And then this, let me just, like, what? I did not expect this from Morphe, and it's smaller than their others. It's still large and bigger than I normally like, but it is quite nice. So there's that. And then the last eyeshadow palette that will be leaving us is the Supreme Chaos by Prism. This is a dupe for 2 of the Huda palettes, and this is just too many shimmers for me. I've got my Tarte palette that is pretty much all shimmers other than a few of the shades, and this is just not in my, it's just not. It's gotta go. Okay guys, thank you so much for joining me today. You have no idea how much it means to me. Thank you for all of your love and support. And again, to enter the giveaway for the Glamlite palette, be sure to follow me over on Instagram at Whitney Gregg Artistry, and I will have that linked below. Thank you so much. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy, and I will see you next time.